The saga continues, folks. Old Peanut fired back. Let me show you something.
Thanks for the video, Gus. You know, I love when people come at me because I love competition. All types. I crave it. And I absolutely get off on whooping someone's ass at something. And I also love when I get my ass whooped because it makes me better.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way, Bill, because I'm about to make you better. Your original video was just you talking out of your ass, trying to convince yourself and your femboy followers that you would stand a chance in hell if this were ever to go down. Not only are you astronomically outgunned, you don't hold a candle to conservatives in skill set. And it's not even about bravado. See, if you really endorse and abide by your hyper-strict gun control, then you're sighting in your button mag 10-round AR-15 at an indoor range at 25 yards. We shoot pistols further than you shoot rifles, bro. And what makes you think for a second that the make love, not war folks have a better understanding of war history or tactics than conservatives? Your whole yap fest was so moronic it didn't need receipts. The laughable crap coming out of your mouth was the receipt. But I'll bring some in this video and explain how dumb you really are. Not for my followers, they already know why, but for yours. First though, let's get the personal jabs out of the way.
Before I even clicked on your page, I knew exactly who you were. An uneducated, mediocre MAGA who thinks he's white, who lives in a small shit racist town.
Dude, you're not blind, right? You can see the color of my skin. I'm a brown dude. I speak Spanish. I know how to make tamales from scratch. And you say this? Well, you're the one being racist here, Billy. What, do I have to be white like you to be a real American? And why do you assume that I'm uneducated, or that I haven't traveled most of the country, or that I haven't been out of the country? Is it because I'm brown?
Without ever seeing you before, I already knew you would have 1776 on your page, you would call yourself a patriot, you would sell merch that only inbreds and incels would buy, and you use stupid-ass arguments like, you don't know what a woman is. And I'll be damned if I wasn't 100% correct.
Yeah, I had you pegged right away too, Bill. A less than mediocre, over middle-aged liberal comedian that isn't actually funny, so you try to stay relevant by being a troll and politically pandering to morons because it's easy. And what do you have against my merch, bro? 1776, America First? Too much love of country for you? You think I should be more like you and ask people to just send me money through my link tree?
And by the way, I didn't block you like you're telling people I did. My account was down for a little bit last night. Nobody is running from you.
Yeah, wild timing. It's strictly coincidence.
So, Gus, are you going to start with ignorance or hypocrisy?
I think it's clear you've already started with both, partner.
Not only does he look like him, he's just as delusional as Ken Ham.
Kicking it off with insults, as is customary.
If you want to take that as an insult, fine. It's an insult. But how did you start your video?
But what I really want to focus on is the response from this typical clown-ass liberal, Bill Jubrin.
You have no self-awareness. Typical MAGA.
I said it was customary. I didn't say I wouldn't. But unlike the clown-ass liberal you are, I don't throw the stone and hide the hand behind BS tolerance and virtue signaling. But since you bring it up, this is you, Billy.
Inbreds and incels, party blinking bitch. Very well, moron. But all the insecure incels with a tic-tac in their pants.
There's your hypocrisy. Let's work on your ignorance next.
So let's see how sharp you are, Gus. Having this stupid take is why you guys would lose. You guys always lose. You lost World War II, you lost the Civil War, you guys always lose. You are actually pretending that you are the party of Lincoln. Holy shit. You're not the party of Lincoln, bitch. You guys are the Confederates.
Lincoln was a conservative who promoted land ownership, pushed enterprise for infrastructure, wanted a strong federal government that created stability and order in a unified America. You all would call him a king today. Lincoln was all about America first, and he was damn aggressive about it. Where do you think he would stand on illegal immigration? You know, he was known as Honest Abe, too. Overly candid and sometimes not super eloquent for the press. Ultimately, he met his fate at the hands of a deranged extremist. Yeah, I don't think you liberals would like him. And the Confederacy is a part of American history. When you learn how to read, you should check out the memoirs of Ulysses S. Grant.
The party of Lincoln wouldn't cry about Kaepernick for years.
Oh, fuck Kaepernick.
The party of Lincoln does not support shit like this. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, you're right, man. That was a miss. It was pretty insensitive to the monkeys. It would have been way more accurate if they had put them on the backside of jackasses.
We, as in the non-fascists. Who do you think we fought in World War II? Fascists! And who are the fascists now? You are! You don't know shit, bro!
This statement not only makes you sound like an absolute buffoon, it proves just how obsessed you are with spewing divisive propaganda and not any sort of real patriotism. World War II forced everyone to fight together regardless of domestic politics because the world was up for grabs, dumbass. We made buds with commie Soviet Russia and China, not because of their glowing ideologies, but because we had to choose the most manageable of evils. Stalin, Hitler, Chiang, Hirohito, Mussolini, they were all imperialistic dictators, and we were preserving our way forward. But your shit for brains thinks it's a real zinger to say we beat the fascists, and that's what you conservatives are.
So I stand uncorrected.
I beg to differ.
Thinking the left is against the Second Amendment shows you really have no chance. All they say is, let's not make it easy for dangerous, unstable people to get them easily.
Ah, that's right, the leftist pro two-way argument where you bring receipts. Let's see how they hold up.
And then you said the dumbest, most inbredest shit
Wow, dude, you're so smart.
I've ever heard. You said, how's it working out for your gun statistics, Bill? Very well, moron. Very well. Sensible gun laws work all over the world. And you still don't get it. You still don't believe it. Don't want to do anything about innocent people being killed.
That's your first receipt? Come on, man. Yeah, Africa, the Middle East, Russia, Asia, I bet they all have really accurate statistics on this. Tell me, Bill, is this updated to include the 40,000 Iranians the Ayatollah genocided this January? How about the targeting of non-Muslims in Sudan to the tune of 15,000 deaths just a couple years ago? Upward of 300,000 since 2003. Did they count on your receipt? No, you're right, dude. That's a lot of really safe, really free places you liberals should move to escape the dangers of America.
Since you don't like doing research, I'll do it for you. Right here's a list of gun deaths by mass shootings. And you see the bracket over there? That's between 1994 and 2004. See how low it is there? And then it got higher and higher? That was during the assault weapons ban. When the assault weapons ban expired, there were more mass shootings. It really isn't that hard. Right there, I proved your dumb shit wrong. It's just common sense.
Mass shootings account for 1% of all gun death statistics, Billy. They were occurring before the ban, which didn't really ban them. It just banned them new manufacturing. People could still buy them, and it did expire in 2004. Okay. Do you think there's any correlation to the rise of the internet in the last 20 years leading to an increase, or that the majority of these people for the last 20 years have been either liberal, trans, or Muslim? Now, every sensible person agrees that we should have laws in place against criminals and the mentally deranged. We've had them since 1968. What we're really starting to see here, Bill, is your weak shit receipts only work on your clueless followers, and all of your credibility starts going right out the window when people can see what you're really doing here. This next part certainly does just that.
And here's some more information for you. Right here, the states with the most gun deaths. I see a lot of red states on that list. And let's look at the states with the lowest gun deaths. I see nothing but blue. Right there. Statistics prove gun laws work. The stricter the laws, the safer it is. It really isn't that hard. It's common sense.
You thought you were slick there, huh, Bill? Or are you really that stupid? Here, you switch to gun deaths without distinguishing that 60% are attributed to self-unaliving, let alone law enforcement involvement, gang violence, and lawful use by citizens defending themselves. Let's also completely ignore the 60,000 cases of defensive use that did not result in the loss of life. And that's the low number. You know, if I was a disingenuous little prick pushing a liberal agenda, I wouldn't want to show something like this either. Source from the FBI, how violent crime actually looks in America. With your amazing gun laws, that should prove a clear distinguishment here for democratic states, but per capita, your point is moot. How about this graph from Drexel University showing the rates and the increase in gun deaths in high population cities? And how come the top 15 are blue cities, Bill?
Let me tell you something, dude. Ego is not intelligence. Arrogance is not a substitute for knowledge.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, man, and here we have you as a perfect example.
And you are not a patriot. You're just a mediocre with no personality. A real patriot would want something done about the #1 killer of children in this country.
Oh, abortion. I am a patriot, Bill. We live in the greatest country in the world. I'm particularly fond of the freedom of speech, so morons like you can talk out of your ass and people like me can make you eat it. Why don't you stick to slow-pitch softball for your competitiveness, Billy? Because you suck at this, and you'd suck even harder in a war.